girls, children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers. This is Seattle Pandemonium Shutdown, day 132 by my count. It is, July 16th, I think? Yeah, so, trying to, as always, sort out what the hell is going on, and I don't believe what anybody says. I don't know. Here's the deal. Often my videos have descended now into just culture war stuff oftentimes, but I do want to link this back to, there's traffic, brake lights on I-5, life is returning to normal. Culture war stuff, kind of, dissecting wokeness and wokeism and whatever that is, and how everyone is, not able to communicate with each other because people have started changing the definitions of words, and so, no one knows what the hell anybody's talking about. But I want to hammer on this, which is a point I've made before, not necessarily in one of my driving videos, but, this election year, guys, there is a serious problem going on, and Republicans and Democrats are both responsible for this problem, okay? They both sides traffic in this, and it's highly dangerous, while I also understand the point both sides are making, okay? And it goes something like this, especially in context of the pandemic, okay? You have people saying we have to, and I'm going to say mostly Democrats, let's say, just follow me here, saying that we need to have a mail-in ballot election, the whole nationwide mail-in ballots, okay? Because if there's a pandemic on, voters will be scared to go to the polls or be inconvenienced. Social distancing will make them operate even slower. So it's basically voter suppression if people don't have the physical ability to vote in a timely fashion. So we therefore need to have mail-in ballots. Okay. Again, is it a catchphrase at this point? I can get there with that. I think I understand what is being said. Now, that being said, you have people like Trump saying this, and people get outraged and say he's wrong, but Trump says stuff like, well, mail-in voting, mail-in ballots is going to result in, voter fraud. Oh yeah, and we are taking I-5 today just because I haven't been down I-5 in a while. I wanted to see how it's doing during, late afternoon, basically. Lake Union looks wonderful. So that's the question, right? So does do mail-in ballots result in a voter fraud? Well, this is the problem, is that there are specific, at least anecdotes of recent events where people received ballots for dead pets, people received ballots at their homes for people who don't live there, people didn't receive ballots, and by the time they were able to correct the fact that they weren't receiving their ballot, the election was over. This is local elections and stuff. Ballots not getting processed in time to actually be counted in the official kind of results. I mean, there's just a bunch of problems with stop calling me. The robodials are coming back. I thought that was over. I thought we hanged all these people or something. Anyways, voter fraud. So it's sort of obviously, all right, come on. it's sort of like, obviously there are problems with voting. I mean, honestly, like, we've had problems with voter fraud in the past in various elections. It's like, I mean, I know it's a movie, but if you watch the movie Gangs of New York, they basically corrupt an election by, like, getting people drunk, sending them in to vote, bringing them back out, shaving their beard, changing their clothes, sending them back in to vote again, right? Now, while clever, and basically both sides are engaging in election manipulation, you're corrupting democracy. You're corrupting democracy by doing that. Now, what that means is both sides, and I say both sides in the sort of broadest sense that I can, both sides have a preloaded excuse for not accepting the outcome of this election. Now, I don't really just want to repeat that, although that's kind of exactly what's happening. I don't know what to do with that, right? Like, I don't know what to do with both sides abandoning the legitimacy of the outcome of the election because it doesn't turn out the way they want it. And before anyone wants to just jump on Trump and blame him for doing that, that is literally what the Democrats have been doing since 2016. The tantrums, the rioting, the Mueller investigation, all this nonsense because Hillary lost and they can't accept that. Okay? That is what has been happening for nearly half a decade now. Okay? I want people to accept that you might not like the outcome of the election, but if you undermine the legitimacy of it, okay, the result is that people believe that our government and our country have been hijacked by whatever, by a foreign government, by cultural Marxists, socialists, communists, whatever you want, like whatever you think the left are. The people on the left, and I don't want to lump everyone into groups, but like the people on the right are saying that, and the people on the left are saying, Putin infiltrate. This is so tiresome. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there are still people repeating that Trump is Putin's puppet, even though we spent millions of dollars and years of investigating, and Mueller didn't find anything, and it's over, okay? Whatever you thought was there, whatever proof you thought was there, is not there, and there's basically nothing that you can do about it, because even if there's evidence, that evidence was destroyed a long, long time ago. Okay? So you then have to engage with creating a conspiracy theory where, without evidence, you claim that the President of the United States is in the pocket of a foreign dictator or foreign leader. Okay? So, in reality, what is going to happen in November with our election? Are you going to accept the outcome of the election, whatever it is, if we elect Joe Biden, okay, seems like a bad idea to me. If we re-elect Trump, I mean, seems on net like
generally a better idea to me, all things considered. You can hate me for that if you want to. Are we going to accept that the votes were counted correctly? At the end of the day, that is what we're talking about. I can't make people vote. I can't tell you who is encouraged to vote or not, or, whether there are enough polling locations in minority communities. I don't know. I don't know how to tell you. I don't know how to tell them to vote. I can't control any of these things. I can't. we generally, quote unquote, we generally can't. We have no control over what's going on. I don't really know where my local polling stations are, or whether or not there are people taking ballots out of people's mailboxes and filling them out the way that they want, and then dropping them off. And there's no way to prove who's doing that. Okay? Like, I don't know how to solve that problem. That's a local issue, at least. Washington is mail-in ballots. So there's a bunch of reasons to consider the legitimacy of the election to be suspect, and digital, like the digital voting kiosks machines and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure they can be hacked. As far as I know, though, there's not really proof that they've been hacked, or that manipulation of those machines has resulted in a questionable outcome from elections. I've seen people say that has occurred, but as far as I know, there's no real proof that is so. So again, the integrity of our elections is so politicized. You have people saying Trump won't even leave office if he loses the election. Hillary Clinton, who has spent, again, 4 years bitching and moaning about Russia, when it was you being in poor health, being shrill, being a neo-lib war hawk that caused you to lose. But rather than face reality, it's endless excuse making about foreign collusion. Okay? This is childish nonsense, and it needs to stop. Otherwise, what's the alternative? Yeah, do you want to hazard a guess? Do you know what the alternative is to our elections are meaningful and genuine, or they are not? You know what the alternative is if they are not? Civil war. That's the game, everybody. We're done. We're out. This is over. We don't trust you. You don't trust us. This whole thing is not legitimate. It's dysfunctional. It can't work, and we're out. We're done. What happens next? Balkanization. Is that going to be a peaceful process? Probably not. And then I'm put in the position of having to pick which frickin' country I decide to live in, like post-Soviet Russia. Okay? And I don't really want to do that. I want to be able to drive to Florida without a passport. Okay? Purely out of my own sense of convenience. Okay? People, this is not a game. Okay? There are states that have nuclear stockpiles, and there are states that do not. There are states that are wholly dependent upon other states for things like trade and agriculture. There are states that are less so. Okay? I want everyone to take a step back, and take a breath, and figure out and realize what kind of crap lousy game people are playing, because you people are going crazy, and you're gonna put me in a position where I have my life upended because you people can't stop partisan hacking enough to have a vote count. Count the pieces of paper in a way where you accept the outcome and then stop complaining. Okay? That's, again, both sides. Maybe I'm doing a dad voice thing here. Just stop it. I'm tired, and we have enough problems without the politicization of counting pieces of paper. Okay? That is what we need to do. Count pieces of paper, or I guess digital, because, paperless, whatever. Count the votes. And the outcome is the outcome. Sit down and shut up. Do better next time. Okay? Maybe I'm just talking to Hillary Clinton at this point. I don't know. Anyways. Feels like a Monday, but it's actually like a Thursday or something, right? Alright, that's enough from me for one day. Bye.